established dominance in this competition as a group. The senior men's UEFA Champions League really following the pattern of the Youth League, really, with the Spanish clubs. Since 2013-14, the scoreline reads at this level: Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 1 in terms of wins. There are 2 in the record books for England. Neither belong to Arsenal FC. That's been Chelsea's prerogative. 2 for Portugal, with Porto and Benfica, 1 each for clubs from Austria, Greece and the Netherlands. But Atletico Madrid are very keen to get themselves on the roll of honour. Very keen indeed to win it this season for Spain, but of course the chance to try to claim the UEFA Youth League crown for the first time, given the club's top-level record of qualifying year on year, of course, almost without interruption for the Champions League proper itself. But in the here and now, it's a very interesting moment in Arsenal's modern history. From the office of the Spanish first-team head coach of Arsenal FC and down through all levels, a great deal of time and effort expended on instilling a winning mentality, but these group of players would like to show that today. For Arsenal, looking for a first 3 points. 4 changes from the side which started here against Olympiacos. Louis Copley is suspended following a straight red card just 15 minutes into that game. Max Dowman is drafted into midfield. Josiah King and Will Sweet come into the back line, and up front Osman Kamara gets his chance. Arsenal with only 2 goals for so far in this competition this season. And Copley also started as captain against Olympiacos. Mari Salmon, as you've seen, will wear the armband for Arsenal today. The referee is Sven Wolfsberger from Switzerland. Things are looking good for Atletico Madrid. 4 points on the board, but also 4 changes today. Jorge Dominguez comes into the back line, and perhaps tellingly, the other 3 players all came on as Atletico came from behind against Eintracht Frankfurt to win brilliantly. Jorge Rojado and Saul Fernandez Garcia at half-time. Sergio Vernata with 15 minutes left. The goals came in the 84th and 93rd minutes from Vernata and Rojado. And captaining the visitors today, Gil Rodriguez. So in a club, Arsenal trying to instill this mentality of not just looking the part, but winning the trophies. That is a paramount concern at all levels these days. And a fairly meagre return in the UEFA Youth League is not really part of the plan. But as the situation that Arsenal find themselves in today, beaten away to Athletic Bilbao, now a taste of another top club from Spain, this time in their home at this level, the home of Boreham Wood FC, shared with Arsenal FC. Every encouragement for every young Arsenal footballer, of course, to feel the pathway to personal progress is there. One need only look at recent first-team recruits like Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and of course the young player who we will see in action today, Max Dowman, who starts at the age of only 15. Atletico Madrid get us underway in this UEFA Youth League encounter. A very strong showing so far this season from Atletico Madrid. It's their second trip to England. They drew 0-0 away to Liverpool on match day 1. We're trailing at home to Eintracht Frankfurt until the 84th minute. But in terms of the mentality coming from the top down inside a football club, the way they clawed their way back into that game says a great deal. In goal for Arsenal, Jack Porter today. Porter started both in this competition this season. Just 2 goals for at the other end of the field before today. There was just a little bit of an edge to proceedings during the warm-up today. Quite tellingly, we got the chance to have a good look at it. The sense that the Arsenal players know they need to produce something. But it's a very confident-looking start, this, by Atletico Madrid. And they win it back, and there's Christian Grant supporting very high up from right back. And here's the left-back, Munoz. Played backwards by Anus, and then King had to adjust quickly to play it forward. He got it off his goalkeeper. Fast tempo here. Atletico Madrid very keen and very able to live with it in these opening exchanges. Here's Dominguez. Dominguez has come into that back line today. Arsenal would have claimed that, I think, to be a full-blooded but fair challenge by Judziak. Open to interpretation, of course, but it is the referee's verdict, which is the only one that's relevant. So, significant personnel changes today for Arsenal, but also the hope that, especially with Dauman in there, that they can start to change the mentality in the side. It was a good first pass by him and a very good first run down the outside by Bailey Joseph. Oh, what a great way for Arsenal to start here. Judziak followed in. And Arsenal go in front in just about 3 minutes. Their first proper attack. And I would say very hopeful indeed from an Arsenal perspective, with the quality ball from midfield. Great run on the outside. Confident work by Bailey Joseph. And Judziak believing in his ability to get on the end of it. Not sure everybody quite taken their seats. Those who are late into the ground missed that little burst. Terrific build-up play. And a clinical finish. Lifted over the top of Rubio, the goalkeeper. As I mentioned, there was a sense of intensity about the warm-up today, watching Arsenal. So ingrained in Arsenal personnel at all levels, in all aspects of life at Arsenal FC these days, that it is about winning football. That's the bridge the club has to cross. And so 2 defeats at this level in this competition this season so far. Really a little bit of a wake-up call. Clearly they've got the memo, this group of young Arsenal players, at least so far today. There's another cruncher. It's been a fairly eventful day so far. Zanzi take exception to the challenge. I thought I saw the referee, Vilsberger, just reaching toward his pocket. It might just have been a warning. Although the card, to me, looks to have come out there. Duciak, we believe, has picked up the first yellow, so he's got one stern telling off, one goal, and now a yellow card with 5 minutes played. He most certainly is fired up. Dominguez back to Rubio, the goalkeeper. It's only the second goal, of course, that he's conceded this season. He might be called upon here again. Bailey Joseph again with great build-up play. Arsenal looking for a penalty, which they do not get. And there's still one or two Arsenal protests about that, led by Dauman. His prodigious talent, of course, precedes him, and I'm sure Atletico Madrid have heard and know all about him. But he's already starting to show the intelligence, his positional play, to give Atletico Madrid problems. Josiah King, fairly, in terms of age profile, fairly young looking Arsenal side today. King is a 16-year-old. There's a couple more. Straight at Rubio this time. Back by the skipper Rodriguez. Nice and tidy, very good first touch by him, and now Barrios, who loves to go and do exactly that. He's done it so well here. Out of play and a chance for Arsenal to regroup. I think that was from Sweet, left centre-back, but the pace of Barrios and his ability over the ball are going to be threats for Arsenal to deal with today, and particularly for Josiah King. The North Bank, a little act of memory, if you like, for Arsenal supporters. The sign at that end of this Bournemouth Ground Meadow Park, a little nod in the direction of Arsenal's great history at Highbury for the move to the Emirates Stadium, and indeed, of course, in the modern stadium. Dauman is down. I did mention his reputation goes before him. Munoz lined him up. Got a couple of clattering challenges on the shins in that little passage of play. Dauman loves to just glide past people with the ball at his feet. Dauman, who came to much wider attention during Arsenal's summer campaign. Munoz has been booked for the challenge. So 2 yellows, a very full-blooded affair early on. And this is Munoz again. Arsenal is really squeezing on impressively here. Dauman, he's knocked off the ball. There's going to be a card at some point, but good advantage play by the referee, and Arsenal seek to take full advantage. It's knocked away from under the crossbar by Grant, and the goalkeeper second time. A couple of interesting decisions during that, and now one afterwards, and the card is out again. Munoz a few minutes ago. Really smart piece of work by Grant, the right fullback. So we believe it was Fernandez Garcia, Samuel Fernandez Garcia, who got that second yellow for Atletico Madrid. By Sweet to his keeper. Salmon. Excellent jump by Rodriguez. Bonatia. Hernandez Garcia. Sanzi. Up and at him in the early moments, but smart play here by Atletico Madrid. The tempo's been hot, but just a little time to set themselves with the ball and try to knock a little bit of a pattern into place. They've won it back well through Zanzi. And here's Barrios, who's already looking a player to keep a close watch on today for everybody. Munoz on the outside. After he forced the corner. Good response from the visitors. Remember, they won't be fazed, I don't think, by being behind here. Same story last time out against Eintracht Frankfurt. And indeed, they trailed until the 85th minute. Angel Donato's men, or young men. Did not make the most of that opportunity. Washington. Sweet. Good win again by Grant. Now that is seen as a little bit of a foul by Dudziak, and he's going to need to be pretty careful. Came to the referee's attention early, then he picked up a yellow card. Munoz didn't get it right from the corner. Let's see how well he can deliver from this position. It looks like Barrios is there as a decoy. And it is a left-footed taker, and it's a good-looking ball that. Only needed the tiniest of touches. Arsenal looks slightly concerned as that ball is whipped in. David Horseman, a new addition to the Arsenal coaching group. He was previously at Manchester United, I understand. Dowman, Bailey, Joseph. Well, they've been warned about him. Carted out of the way that time by Rodriguez. But he would say he's already done some damage, and Arsenal need him to do more today. In fairness, that's a feather in the cap of the Atletico Madrid captain, Gil Rodriguez there, the way he dealt with that. No messing around from him. It would be so interesting, I think, to find out to what degree this Atletico Madrid group of youngsters is in the mindset of the senior teams that the world has admired over the last 15 years or so. The long reign of Diego Simeone, of course, and that indomitable spirit that they seem to possess. The 11 times La Liga champions. Dominguez. King waited for it. Dalman took it down, and again the ability to glide past people just separates him from so many other young footballers one sees. And it's one thing knowing about it, another trying to cope with it. But he's here today at this level to show his obvious ability and his class, and also to a degree perhaps his mentality, because he might have looked at this midweek and thought, I might get a chance somewhere with the first team again. Drafted in today to do the job at this level. They've got away with that from the edge of their own box. Rodriguez, the captain of Atletico Madrid. It doesn't break kindly for Esteban. Sweet did well. And it's a very good win back for Atleti. And it's reached Barrios. Doesn't he run with it well? Brilliant from him. And a very good block. Much needed by the home team. Salmon alert to the danger. Back in play quickly by Atletico Madrid. Barrios again. Took it on his back foot really, really well. Dalman, he too showing his ability over the ball, but one too many there. Grant gets on it for the visitors. That just lifts the pressure for a moment, but not for long. Munoz. Bonatea. Found the net from distance. He strikes as he did on match day 2. Confident in his ability. And Porter may be caught napping the goalkeeper just a little bit. So Atletico Madrid draw level in this feisty encounter. A very clean striker of the ball, quite clearly, and confident in his ability. It's a good hit, but any goalkeeper beaten on that side from that range would ask the question of himself, I'm afraid. So once more, not to be a clean sheet for Arsenal. They conceded 2 away to Athletic Bilbao, 2 here against Olympiacos, and now 1 still in the first quarter of the game against Atletico Madrid. Could be under a bit of pressure here as well. Steered out of it very nicely indeed. King, Salmon on the ball there, showed fair composure. Grant. Well judged by King. But Esteban picks it up. They're keeping the tempo up here very impressively. Atletico Madrid. Barrios again. Fernandez Garcia. Decent pass by Fernandez Garcia. Bonatea. Impressive stuff from the visitors. There's a potential overload on this side with Munoz. And Barrios, they've worked it superbly and well played. Porter making amends. High quality football. Long and short passing, terrific interplay from Atletico Madrid. 20 minutes of very entertaining football. Goalkeeper wasn't getting there. Kamara. Relative veteran at the age of 19. Osman Kamara. Atletico Madrid win it back expertly. And this time, ultimately they've not punished Arsenal. Esteban, not quite as clean a hit on the ball as by Vinatea for the goal. Just a little bit of rain around suddenly to the north of London here in leafy Hertfordshire. The home of Boreham Wood FC since the early 1960s and used by Arsenal in latter years for these games at this level. Boreham Wood, the main protagonist here, certainly a club on the rise in their own right. The National League, which is basically the fifth tier in English football, they were promoted from the National League South last season to the National League itself, the league below League 3 in the English pyramid. Certainly a club going places these days, and they made a terrific start, I must say, to life at the higher level, currently third. It'll be an interesting situation should they end up getting promoted into the Football League as to what happens here to this ground. It's been to the benefit of everybody, I think, the way the facilities here have been upgraded. Pale End is the location of the Arsenal Academy, where players of all ages, from the very young to up to the categories that we are looking at today, 16s, 17s, 18s, and indeed the odd 19-year-old now. And not that far from London Colney, the traditional Arsenal senior training base either. Goalkeeper, Porter, got a bit of good fortune there. Very watchful there, Fernandez Garcia. Again, these Atletico Madrid players are making a very good impression, and it's up to the likes of Dauman to show his quality. This is quality. Dauman still has it. Edge of the box. No power in the hit by Ibrahim. Easy for Rubio.
Good.
Grant. A little lucky to get away with that, Zanzi. Dominguez looking for Esteban to come and win it for Atleti. He couldn't do so. King did so and seeks to wriggle free, which he has done away from Barrios. To Dauman. Ibrahim. On by Sweet. He's got a sweet left foot, if I could use that terrible pun. Ibrahim. Constructive work by Arsenal here. Dauman again glides into the space. Oh, the first part was so good. The style of his game echoes, I'm sure, with many Arsenal fans. We have Martin Odegaard at first team level, of course, that kind of player. There's David Seaman watching on today, one of Arsenal's greatest ever goalkeepers. It's a tradition, of course, that left-footed playmaker that stretches back to one of the other all-time greats, Liam Brady. And of course, in putting the name of a young player into that category, one has to consider one's words carefully. That so much expectation heaped on his shoulders, but so far so very good indeed for Max Dauman. Arsenal tigerishly re-establish some territory. This is the run by Dauman, leaning back when he lets the shot go. Just has that ability of the aforementioned two left-footed playmakers to find the little bit of space to get the other side of a defender and open the game up. but he can't do it all by himself. Here's King. Might have overplayed that a shade. Trying to follow on from the early progress made on that side by Bailey Joseph. That's a slip, and it might have been costly one for Zenzi. I wonder if the conditions, it's really started to rain quite heavily. Made the ball a little bit lively for him there. Well defended by Grant for Atleti. Arsenal get the corner. Not many touches so far for Osman Kamara. In for Louis Copley. Copley was actually sent off very early on in the game against Olympiacos. Goalkeeper gets down first time, second time, and Atletico Madrid survived at least, but it's going to be a penalty from the look of it. The card is brandished in the direction of Vinatea. And Wolfsberger, the referee, seemingly in little doubt here. Heroics of Rubio in goal, in vain, we think. So he really reacted twice, very, very quickly indeed. Almost a case there of an off-the-ball incident attracting the referee and his attention. And I think what he saw was Vinatea blocking out his man. And there's a card to somebody on the touch. Incidentally, David Horseman reportedly has already served a ban since arriving at Arsenal. I'm not saying that it's necessarily him. We have to try to confirm or refute that, but certainly a yellow for somebody on the touchline, and it is certainly an Arsenal penalty, and it's going to be Max Dowman to try to beat Rubio, whose previous heroics might not count for much. So Dowman, brought back in today by Arsenal at this level in the UEFA Youth League. Little bit of a hush as he ran up. Now the Arsenal fans salute him. Steered it home perfectly, and Arsenal are 2-1 up. Just a little reminder not to overdo it in terms of grabbing hold of the ball afterwards, but he delivered the ball into the corner superbly here. Rubio decided to go early and go left. The left foot of Dowman. Accurate. So just approaching the half hour, Arsenal back in front.